Say that again. Did you say petroleum?
I said petroleum, like it's coming to me like Vaseline.
I feel like there's, well, I don't know if you go to Russia. Well, there's something coming up around Russia. Maybe it's not you, but I feel like there is.
Okay.
He's near a bench on wood.
I'm getting water, so I don't know if there's a boat or he likes to sail or something like that.
I think that's all I got.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Dustin.
Dustin, I'll be in touch with you later to talk about your score, okay?
All right.
Okay, psychics.
Now it's time to find out where Dustin was.
As a group, you used words like water, the letter M, boat, petroleum, hotel, many other things. And with that in mind, please take off your blindfold. Welcome to the Queen Mary.
Sweet.
This is Dustin. This is the man you spoke to on the phone. Very curious as to how you think they all did.
Actually, they did a very good job. I was extremely impressed with the amount of insight they could gain just from speaking to me over the phone.
Let's start with the individual readings, and let's start with Lynn.
I was really impressed. One of the first things you said that you saw a hotel, which was interesting when you noticed that we stand by the big giant sign that says Hotel Queen Mary. You mentioned specifically also a boat. Those are things that I was very impressed with. And you mentioned that you specifically saw a tie to Russia, which I thought was interesting since the ship is physically tied to a Russian submarine. And based on that, I gave you an 18.
For some people, a job is just a means of survival. For others, their careers are reflections of their personalities. It is this essential nature of a person that psychics can often pick up on when they read people. That's exactly what we'll be asking our psychics to do today. We have three men with very different careers. Michael builds and designs motorcycles. Ben works with kids, teaching them environmental education, musical theater, and yoga. Dan is a good old-fashioned cowboy and trains horses for a living, which is why we're here on this ranch. We'll be asking our psychics to read all three men and tell us about their professions, their passions, and what makes them who they are. Each man will be able to award the psychic up to 5 points for their reading. Then, we'll ask the psychic to determine which one of the three is the actual cowboy, and if they get that right, they'll get an additional 10 points. Let's bring in our first psychic.
Howdy, John.
Welcome to the semifinals.
Thank you.
And I have three gentlemen here, all with the same clothes, but different careers. One of these gentlemen is a cowboy. If you can correctly identify the cowboy, you get 10 additional points. So you get 20 minutes. You understand everything?
Yes.
Have fun.
I see a lot of like video games. I see an animal, I sense an animal thing, but I'm getting it more from the end here. Around him, I'm getting more airplanes, electronics, technical.
Yeah.
I just want to keep saying transportation of some kind. I don't know. For some reason you had an injury or something. Does that make sense? There's a knee down here?
Yeah, it's my ankle.
I'm really getting the horse vibe or animal thing around you. You are horsey dude. Where do you live in Los Angeles? Are you?
By the coast.
Now you're really messing with me. Malibu, this is horsey dude. I was off. You see, John, the energy is like, seriously. They move.
So now we're down to the last minute. Which one is the cowboy?
Cowboy.
Door number 2.
Yes.
You've made your choice. Let's see how you did. Mike, saddle up.
Easy, easy. Only one problem. If it ain't got a kickstand or an ignition switch, I don't know how to work it.
Let's go meet the guys and see how you did, all right? So Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I work with children a lot, actually. I'm an educator, but I was recently working with video games, just playing them. I'll give you 1 point for the gaming.
This is Mike. Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Motorcycles?
I'm a fabricator, bike builder, car builder, electronics whiz, and inventor.
Mike, what's the number here?
Well, I gotta give her a 4. She was so dead on with me.
Thank
you. You were brilliant.
So Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I train horses every day,
So what did you give it?
I thought you were dead on, and then you kind of lost it after that, so I'm going to go with a 3.
Cool.
8 points.
Thanks.
All right, Lynn, thank you very much. See you on the next challenge.
All right, bye.
This bar used to be filled with friends laughing and sharing a drink after work, but on the afternoon of July 24th, 2004, that all changed. Robert Sorrells, a character actor best known for his work in Gunsmoke, got into an altercation with another patron and was asked to leave. He did. And then he returned an hour later with a gun. He shot the man who had escorted him out, in the back at point-blank range. Then, for reasons unknown, he shot another patron here at the bar. The first man, Arthur DeLong, died here on the floor. The second man was sent to the hospital in critical condition, but eventually recovered. That man is Edward Sanchez, and he's with us today.
Nice to meet you.
What is it like being here today?
Very uncomfortable.
Can you explain a little bit about what happened from your perspective?
I just came in to have a beer, and a gentleman walked in, grabbed the gentleman next to me and shot him twice. And then he shot me. He shot me in the back, and then shot me in the face. The bullet lodged in my mouth. I thought I was gone.
And you didn't know the victim, you didn't know the perpetrator, you're just basically in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Robert Sorrells is currently serving 2 life sentences for the first-degree murder of Arthur DeLong and the attempted murder of Edward Sanchez. Their challenge is to uncover as much about Edward and what happened here as they possibly can. Now, Edward will be serving as a judge, along with Mark Morellis, licensed private investigator. Mark is very familiar with the details of this case. Nice seeing you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Let's bring in our psychic. Ellen, crime happened here. It's your challenge to tell me about this crime and its connection with Mr. Sanchez.
Okay, I'm just gonna start flowing because I feel whatever happened was very fast. It was in and out. I hear cars screech. Something about money. All right, hi. What's your first name?
Edward.
Edward. Have you made dramatic changes in your life?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, your energy for me right now feels, it feels good. I'm just gonna say it flat out. I feel that there was some kind of robbery that occurred in this location. I want to say something like a fight broke out. You were trying to back somebody, and it just went awry. It went, you know, and I feel like you did some time. But I'm getting a pain right here in my heart.
What does that mean?
It means probably you were stabbed near your heart. Like, I don't know, I want to go to like 7, 8 times or something around the heart. Okay, I'm just gonna walk around for a minute again and see if I feel like they went to a house and came back. There's like in this area. I heard a gun too. I hear guns too. But I feel like this was a lot of activity right here. Feels like a lot of blood.
A lot of blood.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I mean, now I'm seeing more of the, as I'm outside of the situation right now, I can kind of look in more and I'm seeing like bottle breaking. Somebody was carrying a gun. Maybe that's the gun. And also bar fight. I mean, it's definitely a fight. Sometimes I have to remove myself, and I think that's it.
Lynn did say gun, but she also said knife. She was kind of all over the place. At one point, she even said that Edward was the suspect. Towards the end, she started to come through, but it was a little bit too little, too late.
Now, Lynn and Jackie, that leaves you. Before you came to the crime scene, Lynn, you had a 13-point lead over Jackie, and as you probably realize by now, your read of the crime scene was pretty off. You thought that Edward was involved with the perpetrator, and in fact, he was the victim. You also thought that it was a stabbing. You did get a couple of things right, however. You said that it happened fast, that it was a bloody scene, and for that, Mark and Edward gave you 12 points, which gives you a total of 38. Jackie, that means you needed at least 26 points. I must say that you walked into that crime scene with a focus and an intensity that I had never seen from you before. Mark and Edward thought you did very well. You saw that it started with an argument. You saw that there was a lot of blood and that there was a gun. You pinpointed the exact spot where the body was found. You identified the perpetrator as an older man who was well known. And on top of all that, you were the only one that tapped into the fact that Edward was there when the crime happened. It was very impressive. But was it impressive enough to get you more than 26 points? Jackie, Mark and Edward gave you 33 points. That gives you a total of 46 points. Congratulations. You will be moving on to the finals.
Thank you.
Lynn and Jeff, it was a pleasure to meet you both. Thank you.
Wow, I don't think my psychic powers failed me at all. I'm very proud of myself for what I accomplished, and I intend to do a lot more.